Yes, I considered putting a closed cell foam in these pontoons, so if there was some sort of damage done I could still stay afloat. But it appears that there's no closed cell foam that doesn't take on some water, and that's dangerous in the sense that it would eventually waterlog the foam inside. So I've decided not to use any foam at all, and I mean these really are strong. It would take a substantial knock to break or chip, and I'm going to take the risk. I think it's reasonably low, and I think it'll be fine. The platform itself, it's reasonably light considering what's involved here. The product is a very dense plastic. The great thing about it, I was able to drill holes quite easily and shave corners, etc. And I'll put a grip mat on. I've just stuck that on for anti-slip. These here protect the electricals that run from the battery around and up to the motor. There's a small 12 volt battery goes in here to run the fish finder. This holds my step ladder. I've got a 3-step step ladder that I'll show you that later. And then this is what anchors the electric motor. The idea that it can move back is to protect the propeller, the bulb and the main stem of the electric motor, because I'll be fishing in reasonably shallow water, or for that matter any object that's under the water that I can't see, and the bulb hits it. It's able to flex forward and lift itself over it. Next, the electric motor. Now this is an HK trolling motor. I've done 3 trials at this stage when I fitted it, and it's a 60-pound thrust motor. I'm guessing most of these electric motors are very similar, where they have lights that show from 1 to 10 the amount of power that's left in your battery with the usage, and it's an indicator anyway of how much power is left. This was supplied to me from Dualcom Technologies from Barry, and that little motor has gone really well. It has 5 forward gears and I think it's 4 reverse. We also fitted a switch to it, a knockout switch, and a bypass lead. Now the reason behind that is if there was a surge in power, I didn't want this motor to burn out, so that was just a safety feature. But what happens to some of these switches, and this one anyway, is that when they do switch off, they take about 5 minutes before you can reset them. Now if you were in an awkward position where you needed to be able to move your kayak, and an example is if you're in substantial wind that was blowing you off course, then I can bypass the switch and get going again. And you know, if you're in a high risk situation, you just simply do that. This is a wee three-step ladder. It goes on the back. I'll show you later how it's set up, and it can be closed up and pushed back out of the way off the platform to give me as much room as possible. It's also used as a seat. Eventually I'll put something on here that's a bit softer and more comfortable, but for now I don't expect to be sitting down too much anyway. This kayak will be used for trolling, and that's probably the only time I'll be sitting, but it won't be used for trolling very often. It's mostly going to be for spotting trout and casting to trout off this platform. I decided that I should put a frame on the back of this platform. I was concerned that if I lost balance, or I know we have the odd boat that goes past quite fast, and a big enough wave might catch me off guard, and if you went in the water and the electric motor happened to be turned on, then there's no way I'd catch this kayak. So I bought the 25mm pipe, alloy pipe, and I took it to a chat with a pipe bender, and they really just stretched the pipe. You just got to be a bit careful. I think this was 2mm thickness, and he said it may split it, it may tear it because it stretches. It doesn't bend, it actually stretches out the metal. But we got lucky, and you know, all the bends worked out really well, and very lightweight frame, and very easy to pack away. It just goes like so, and it just slides in the back of the van. So that was the other thing that everything needed to be able to pull apart and go into the van, and the kayak itself just goes up there. There is a bit of a knack to loading it, but I'm getting better. The other bits on here, of course, that's my fish finder. I haven't used it yet, I don't know how to use it, but there's a wee fuse here, and that goes into that little plastic holder, which is semi-waterproof, certainly waterproof from the front. There's two other little features that I want to show you on here. One is this. Now, this pipe I'm holding in my hand is a short version of what I'm going to have going through here. It's going to be a 5-metre pole used as an anchor. This is, well, I guess it's a new idea. I've not seen it before, other than when I spotted it on YouTube. I've not seen anyone use it before, and I've not used it either. But this little device here, which is actually just a broom handle holder, that pulls up and clamps in here. Now that is to hold this pipe while travelling, this anchor, and there's a hole on the platform. Well, that's the one there that it goes through. So it's held in two places, but while travelling, of course, you can't let it just drag through the water. So this wee holder, it grips it and won't let it fall through until I need to use it. I'll explain in a minute why I think that will be a good option. The other thing I have is for trolling, or even just to hold a rod, this wee holder here is reasonably simple, and the thing I really like about it is that, you know, when you get a fish on and the rod bends, you've got a bit of pressure, but even with pressure on, you lift the reel and slide it out. Be doing that two-handed, of course. Now this fits a spinning reel as well, but I'll mostly be using this fly rod. So I tried to make things reasonably simple to use, but effective. And this design came from Andy, one of our club members. I don't know if he saw it somewhere or what, but he's got this on his boat, and really simple as, easy to make, plastic pipe, and it just works. It can't slip out of here, you know, a fish can't drag it out of here, and if I don't want to use that rod, I can just leave it sitting there. Now the anchors, I'm actually looking at two anchors. One is your standard anchor. I'm saying that this anchor will be good in deep water, and the other one in shallow water. I have not used it yet, and this may not be heavy enough. I don't know, depends on what's on the bottom of the lake. But what I have done is I've put this plastic tag onto the chain. So there's a centre core in this rope which I've attached it to, and this is an over length piece here, so that if you get the anchor fouled and you can't get it up, you just pull a bit harder, and this is a breakaway tag, so this will break, and then all your lifting will be done from the rope, and the rope being connected from that position on the anchor will free it. Now I'm guessing most boaties that have been around for a while will know that, and it looks like it should work quite well. But the other anchor is this 5 metre pole. A spike in one end just to get into the lake bed reasonably easy, and a top on it so that it doesn't go right through and disappear into the lake. My reasoning for it is that I think if I'm cruising along and I spot a trout, then rather than get an anchor out, which is probably quite noisy, and by the time that anchor goes out and the boat swings to take up the tension from the rope, then I imagine the trout's probably gone. But by